is up, everybody? It's Cobalicious here, and today I'm going to be making my favorite things video. And I'm going to be doing not just my favorite things in the game, but actually it's going to be geared more towards my favorite things in real life. So I'm going to have to say, to start this off, wait, let me just get rid of that. To start this off, I would have to say my favorite animal first. And a lot of you will probably be surprised by this because I used to call my fans kitties, but then I changed it to bananas. But my favorite animal is actually a raccoon and not a cat. And the reason a raccoon is my favorite animal is just like they're tricky, they're they're not like these kind of seem kind of cute, but they're really not cute. Like in anyone who has ever seen a raccoon in their backyard knows that they're like hissing animals. They're not really that cute. Or anyone who's watched Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket Raccoon, he is sick and he's pretty awesome, and he's my favorite character of all the Guardians. And so yeah, a raccoon is definitely my favorite animal, and as you can see, my main look is actually a raccoon. So I'm pretty raccoon obsessed. I love raccoons. They're pretty awesome. And I have a Rocket Raccoon plush I got from Disneyland. If any of you follow me on Instagram, which I know Angel Cake 30 does, or Angel's World on YouTube does, she's seen my Disneyland posts because I go there quite often. And last time, actually, I was just there this weekend, and I bought a Rocket Raccoon plush with my Disneyland gift card. So yeah. Next, moving on to my second. Well, actually, no. Moving on to my favorite TV shows, I would have to say my favorite TV show of all time is probably Gravity Falls, because Gravity Falls is a pretty awesome show. I'm super sad they ended the season, but that's okay because I can just rewatch old episodes that I like the best. And yeah, so I don't really have any Gravity Falls fan art in here, but I do have Adventure Time fan art, which Adventure Time is going to be number 2 on my favorite shows list. And for number 3, I'm kind of cheating because I have 2. I've got, as my dad calls it, Lemony Snicket, but it is actually a series of unfortunate events. And I have Troll Hunters, which are both Netflix originals. And now I'm going to move on to my favorite characters from these shows. And from Gravity Falls, I'd have to say Dipper is probably my favorite character. I don't know why. It's always like I'm geared towards the teenage boys in all of the shows I watch. It's weird. It's really weird, but I do, okay? So, moving on to Adventure Time, my favorite character is Finn, and I do have Finn fan art in here. As you can see, it says Finn, and it is Finn. Very clearly Finn. Unless you don't watch Adventure Time, then you'll have no idea who he is. But next, from a series of unfortunate events, I think my favorite character would probably have to be Lemony Snicket himself, because just the way he narrates it is pretty nice, and I like it. And I don't know, but like he's a narrator, so I'm not sure if he's counting. So if he isn't counting, my favorite character probably was Dr. Montgomery. He was pretty awesome and cool, and I liked how he I liked how he studied snakes, which was pretty awesome, and how he, like, I could just imagine the prank he was going to pull on the rest of the Reptile Society. What was it called? The Reptile Studying Society or something like that. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And the Incredibly Deadly Viper was actually pretty cute. And then my favorite character from the show, Troll Hunters. Yes, Troll Hunters. I haven't watched that show in a while. I'm just excited for them to make a new season. Is probably going to be, I'm just going to move so my Animal Jam doesn't think I'm not playing because I'm making a video. But it is probably going to be like the grassy troll. I know he, spoiler alert, dies in the troll battle, but yeah, he was still one of my favorite characters. And yeah, so moving on to something more Animal Jam related and less real life related. I'm gonna go with my favorite looks. And of course, my top favorite look is gonna have to be this raccoon look, which is pretty sick. It's an aviator raccoon look. And I did try to make a video about this, but it just kind of went downhill and became super long because something was wrong with my recording studio thingy. So, yeah. So that's why I didn't make a video about me making this look. But this look is pretty cool, and I like this look. It's one of my favorite looks. And moving on to my second favorite look, there'll probably be 3 on everything on this list because I can't really pick a favorite. My second favorite is probably going to have to be this rock star sheep look, which I actually just made like 2 seconds ago, but I'm absolutely positively in love with. It's actually less of a rocker type look, it's more of a spike type look. Like, see, because it's a spike top hat, a spike necklace, like, you can't really see it, but these are actually spiked horn pads, horn leg pads, and the tail is not originally a spiked tail, but see, horn leg pads, and the tail was not originally a spiked tail, but on animals like the sheep and the rabbit, it does become spiked. So, well, actually, it is kind of originally a spiked tail, but it's called a diamond encrusted tail armor. So, yeah. Moving on to my third favorite look, I'm going to probably have to go with, drum roll please, blah, la, 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 this one. And I like this one just because it's kind of a weird look, and it's not even a girl, it's like a boy, weird magenta splattered paint thingy. I don't really know what I was doing here. I just kind of made something. I kind of made a monster. Okay, that's kind of what I made. I kind of made a monster with horn leg pads, a phantom hat, a beard, wings, and a diamond encrusted tail armor tail. And I love how the foxes have, the Arctic foxes. I love how the Arctic foxes have such big tails. It's just really cool. And, like, I love how the tails take up most of their bodies. But, it's kind of disappointing as well because, like, if you have a really small back item, like, let's just say a violin, because I do have violins, because I love the violin. Like, the violin item you can buy in the party, I'm thinking. I don't know, but it's like the party that new jammers go to, but they made it available to all jammers, not just new jammers when they first log on. So that's pretty cool. And anyways, continuing on to the item, it's really small in this, but like for some reason all the wings are huge, like humongous. When I say huge, I mean like the biggest. Like, they're big. They're so big on this animal, which is already a big animal. Like, I think they should be bigger on like smaller animals, like wolves and kangaroos and like even the cougars. I know they're huge on the koala, and the koala is really small, so I can't really complain about that. But this animal is already big, and I think like adding wings just makes it bigger. So yeah. And now I'm going to go with my favorite dens of all time. And I'm going to start off with this den, which is kind of like my background for all of my videos. And I'm just going to switch back to my main look because I don't really like staying in this look. Like, I know it's my favorite look, but it's weird. And I don't like to hang out in it. Because, like, what if some famous jammer came to my den? Like, I know it's not likely, but if some famous jammer was to come to my den and see such a weird look, they'd be like, oh, this is weird, I'm going to leave. But, yeah. So this has got to be one of my favorite dens. And then my second favorite den is, well, actually, I don't think I really have a second favorite. Well, Peck's den is pretty full, and I like that. I'm not even going to show you because my computer is going to get insanely laggy, especially if I'm already recording. But yeah, I like that one. And then I was super laggy one that I just made like lagtastic, and I don't really even like that one. That's like if there's an annoying person in my den and I just want to get them out, that like locking my den and making them be mad at me, because one time I did lock my den on someone and they're like, "You're mean because you're not letting me be in your video and you locked your den on me, so I'm not gonna be your buddy anymore, you mean person," or something like that. I can't remember it exactly, but they said something like that, and it was just like, wow, well, I'm never locking my den again because I just lost a friend. So next time, I'll just change to my super laggy den, and then they'll just be like, well, this is too laggy for my computer. My whole computer's gonna crash, so I'm just going to leave. So usually that is what happens, and that's partly why I made that laggy den. So yeah, um, I'm gonna have to go with next my favorite masterpieces, and most of these aren't mine. One is by one of my best friends, and I just got this one in a gift in the mail today, and I would have opened it on video, but we're not allowed to do mail times anymore because people are getting scammed, and it's completely understandable why Animal Jam wouldn't want people to get scammed, especially the people that play their game. So yeah, so that seems pretty fair, and I'll respect that, and I'll only do my other mail time, which is like telling people like send me jamgrams about my look, and I'll open them on video, and like that's it. And then people aren't getting scammed because people aren't losing items. Like they're just losing their time sending me jamgrams. So really, it's not really that a waste of anything, you know. So I've got this, which my friend sent to me. Leafy Girl 22 sent me this, and she already had one, and she made a copy for me. And I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. I think it might supposed to be Rose from Steven Universe, because she does like that show. But I'm really not sure. She might let me know in the comments on this video. But yeah. It definitely looks like it could definitely be Rose from that show. I mean, is it Rose? Is it Rose? It's rose quartz, isn't it? I think that's what I don't remember, but comment in the comments below what you think it is or what you know it is. So, yeah. And this is probably going to be my number 3, and I'm just going backwards here. Then number 2 is going to have to be the Stitch art, which is pretty nice, and it's like Stitch and Angel floating in the galaxy. Oops. So yeah, I like that a lot, and that was done by Phantom Spies, not me. And next I have this this art, which is my number 1 favorite art, because it took Sharks A Cool she told me it was either a week or like 2 weeks to complete this, but it looks very rewarding, and it almost has 50 likes, which is half of 100, which means lots of people like it, and I like it too because it's just absolutely amazing. And look at all that detail. Like, it must have taken a long time to make this, and I know it took a long time to make this. And I'll just quickly show you Sharks A Cool. And most of you will probably know who Rose Gamer is because you've seen her channel. And I think like she put a link to my channel in hers, or I put a link to hers in mine. I'm not sure, but we did something like that, and we do crossovers quite often. So yeah. Let's see. Now I'm probably gonna have to say my favorite items, and not all of these are beta, believe it or not. And I'm not including masterpieces because I just went through my favorite ones, and I think that might be cheating. And then sorry, saying wrong words here. So first off, I have this one, which is the dragon egg, and if you click on it, it like turns into a dragon, like a baby dragon, which is really cool. Let's see. Probably my second favorite item it has to be this wonderful thing, this wonderful misshapen window. It's so beautiful. When I first saw it, it was love at first sight, and I almost cried because it was so beautiful, and I made it like its own huge thing in one of my dens. But I don't know what happened to it. It got lost. I changed what the den looked like or something, and so it's gone now, but I could probably make it again. So yeah. My third favorite item is going to be really hard to pick because I have so many den items. It's probably going to be this Egyptian cat, which I did put by this Egyptian dog god, I think. It's like a dog god. So I put like a ton of Egyptian items near it, and I actually have 2 of these scarabs, but I only put 1 there because I didn't have enough room for 2. And so, yeah. And I think that just about No, it does not conclude it. No, I'm speaking ahead of myself. I still have to go through my favorite singers, which I have 2 of them. 2 favorite singers. And the first one I'm going to have to say is definitely David Bowie. He's awesome. Not a lot of you will probably know who he is. But he's a singer, he's an actor, and one of his very kid-friendly movies is Labyrinth. Yes, and it didn't do very well in the movie theaters because Rotten Tomatoes gave it a bad review, and then everyone else is like, well, Rotten Tomatoes is the best, so we're going to go with them and say that this is also a bad movie, even though most of us haven't even seen it yet because it hasn't been released yet. But yeah, so it didn't do very well in the movie theaters, but when it went on DVD in the later after it had been on DVD a while ago. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. But after it had been on DVD a while, it did get pretty popular. And unfortunately, David Bowie has passed on now, which is very sad. But yeah. So my second favorite singer is Freddie Mercury, which is just like none of you will know who he is. Like I can guarantee it. Like David Bowie, you may know, but Freddie Mercury, most of you will probably be like, who the heck is he? But once I tell you this, you'll be like, oh, I know who that is. He wrote the song We Are the Champions, which was a huge hit, like back in the 80s, I think. Like I think it was back in the 80s, but don't like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but that song was pretty cool, and it was kind of abused, and I'm not gonna say when it was abused, but I think some of you will probably know, but yeah, he's the writer of We Are the Champions, and if he and David Bowie have done collaborations, like they wrote the song Under Pressure. Yes, Under Pressure. They wrote it together. And if you listen to it without the musical numbers, like the actual music, and without the backup singers, and just them singing, it's so beautiful. Like I almost cried. But look that up, and it's pretty good. So yeah. And I think that just about concludes it. But I think I'll tell you my favorite hobbies. One of my favorite hobbies in real life is gonna be drawing, and I love drawing, and I have some drawings up on my Instagram page. My second favorite thing to do is post on Instagram. And then my third favorite thing to do is, of course, make YouTube videos and gain subscribers like all of you wonderful people who are watching me right now. But once again, thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and comment what you want to see me do. Thanks again from Cubblicious AJ, and goodbye, bananas. Goodbye, bananas.